here, it has a +2 to dexterity. See, creatures with natural armor tend to increase their armor class by their dexterity modifier, so the real power of a beholder's flesh is 16, not 18, which is the lower end of iron, not to shatter. It can only hover to move, but interestingly, it cannot be made prone, which basically means that you cannot mess with its flying. You cannot make him prone to cause him to fall down onto the ground, and because it hovers, it means that it floats in place regardless of whatever you do to it, even if it falls unconscious.
Holy shit.
Unless, of course, the creature dies, at which point it does fall onto the ground.
Okay, so it literally just floats infinitely.
Now, aside from that, they have exceptionally great mental stats, have expertise in perception, good dark vision, and they can
Well, thank you everyone who's already showed up. Wow.
Now, this here is the powerful anti-magic cone that beholders can create using large central eyes.
Yeah, this is obviously the big thing. I am shocked. I didn't realize they had anti-magic
on their bodies, which forms an anti-magic field effect as a 150-foot cone wherever it sees. And then down here we have all the different magical eye rays that it can create with all of its 10 different eye stalks.
Charm ray, paralyze ray, fear ray, slow ray, enervation ray, telekinetic ray, sleep ray, petrification ray. Dude, this thing is it's a demon. Oh my god.
Now, the actual magic that emanates from these eye stalks have changed throughout the editions, at least some of them have. But worry not, we will cover each and every one of them in this series, including what the beholders use them for at an ecology level. Not just mechanically speaking, but trying to figure out, for example, what these creatures use these rays for in nature.
Ooh,
that is what I
like
consider particularly interesting.
Yeah, true.
But
that's some
again,
good lore.
We'll cover that later. Now, we're also not going to cover the
Thank you
lore
very much
section
for the
of the
follow.
Monster Manual entry. There really isn't anything here that we're not going to cover later as we get deep into it. It is an okay entry overall, as it covers some of the most important parts of the creature, such as beholders being isolationist, xenophobic, and neurotic. But
give it a little bit of time.
Isolation is xenophobic and
been a
neurotic.
minute,
Oh
it's
my
been a
god, he
minute.
just like me.
See,
He
there
just
we
like
go.
me, for real, that's crazy. That was a joke, obviously.
Really delve into the why. And of course, the why is what we're all here for, after all, on this channel. So sit back, relax, and let's find out what exactly makes these beholders tick.
This game should be
An
starting
adventurer
pretty
that
soon
meets
here.
a beholder will struggle deeply to understand its behavior.
Oh yeah,
and
maybe I should
reason
click
why
into it.
it does what it does. That is because the mind of these eye tyrants are inexorably alien to us. How does one even explain such a concept to a human? See, humans and many other humanoids, they have a single mind.
Oh god, what does that mean?
It's interpreted by you based on your life experiences, biases, and preconceptions.
Yeah.
The voice in your head is, hopefully, your own. You think it, and you say it. There are,
right, you know, like you walk on an elevator and you're like, you feel like everyone's staring at you, but they're also all thinking about how you're actually staring at them.
Just a second,
Like, right,
looks like
there's like
I
this,
have the
this
wrong
obvious
screen on.
understanding that you have of people just because you have the same brain function.
Just for
of
some
course,
reason,
outside
it's
of those
starting-
automatic processes that
I
your
don't know
brain
why I
does
opened that,
against your
but-
will.
Right.
Sometimes your brain will trick you
We're
because
just
it
gonna go
believes
for
it to be
display
beneficial.
settings.
It might make you see something that is not there, or might erase something that you otherwise ought to see. Your eyes can, for example, see your nose in front of you, but most of the time your brain chooses to ignore it. So you don't
That's
see
fair.
it.
That's
Why?
fair.
Well, it would
This is especially for Jews because like that blocks out like half your vision. So that's crazy.
get in the way, of course. But if
Okay.
what if
What if you have no nose like beholders?
Now
Beholders
make this
do not
one.
have
my name,
noses.
this one.
truth was what was getting in the way?
This
What
is
if an
the one that we want.
undeniable truth would risk shattering your psyche?
Now, will you
Simply
launch
because
on
it
this
opposed
one?
everything that you stood for. Why? Why shouldn't your brain block you from sensing that?
Sorry, guys.
Well, now,
Sometimes it
alright,
happens like that.
Where are we
beholders
going with
have two minds.
You know
the
how
rational
computers can
mind
be.
and the intuitive mind.
this? Uh-oh.
The rational mind is the cold and logical machine. It classifies information and assimilates it, remembering it for the beholder to access.
Okay.
The intuitive mind, however, is the one that truly calls the shots, though is the one that the beholder itself has no access to. The intuitive mind takes a catalog to everything that the beholder senses.
It has
then
been a minute
simply
since I played
passes
this
to the
game,
rational
so
mind only those parts that it thinks the beholder can comprehend and accept.
You're
no,
telling me
open
that
up.
beholders are living neurotic nightmares?
Open up in
They're
the right
living
place.
constantly terrified of random bullshit because all the normal stuff just doesn't make it to their psyche?
Quote, without the protection of its intuitive mind,
They're just bundles of overpowered schizophrenics. This is terrifying.
beholder's sanity would snap in the face of data that contradicted its own self-understanding. End quote. To understand why seeing reality in its crude, raw form would
looks like I might
destroy
have
the mind of a
to
beholder, you have to know that beholders
my
believe that
thing.
they are true perfection, that their bodies, their
course.
minds are
Obviously.
the pinnacle of evolution, created in the image of their perfect goddess, the Great Mother. Of course, not much of what the beholders actually believe is true, but the Great Mother is indeed real, and she is indeed powerful. The Great Mother is an enormous beholder that drifts throughout the planes of existence, particularly in the lower planes.
Maybe
Alright.
I can
The
change
beholders
it in the
believe
video
that they
settings.
are the spawn of
It's
this
not doing it
all-powerful
right.
deific creature, and that this Great Mother contains all the knowledge of the multiverse. Beholders aspire, actually, to be like this Great Mother by obtaining as much information as they can about everything, because that's what she
Okay.
is, that's what she does. And a beholder thinks that they are an image of this goddess, which is perfection, so not being like the Great Mother would mean not being perfect, and they be
Oh my god. So they will destroy you. That's terrifying. So they're living in a perverse, terrifying world where everything is a threat, where everything is imperfect, where everything needs to be destroyed. Holy shit.
beholder would very much not like that. Now, the reality, of course, is that this all-powerful deific beholder is in fact a creature of chaos. She givers in a proto-language that is undecipherable by any mortal being, has no rhyme or reason to the actions that she ever takes, and
Oh my
seems
God.
unable to spread her knowledge, if she even has any, to any beholder or any other creature for that matter. Quote, unlike beholders, however, the Great Mother is totally devoid of any logic. It is a creature of chaos, ruled by instinct and randomness. Thus, the Great Mother does not exhibit any division between its rational and intuitive mind like mortal beholders.
So let me get this straight. You have these super genius, schizophrenic beholder creatures worshipping a fucking dumbass rock floating through space. Sounds about right.
It would greatly distress beholders to learn that the Great Mother's mind is totally unlike their own.
Okay, I
Some
can do it like
beholders may
this
have already
apparently.
discovered this fact.
I
Such a
didn't even think about
shocking
that,
blow
so
to their
alt
own
enter.
deeply held self-understandings would become permanent cankers within the intuitive minds, sores that slowly chip away at their mental stability. End quote. Now, the mythos states that this Great Mother gave birth to a singular beholder, one named Xamnal, the only mortal offspring of this great deity. This Xamnal then itself gave birth to all of the mortal ancestors to the beholders of today, and all of their different variations, and there are dozens of variations. There are many different kinds of beholders, from hive mothers to elder orbs,
God.
to eyes of the deep, gods, observers,
the hell?
rectuses, spectators, and many, many more. And even in between all of these different kinds, each version of each of those beholders has an almost infinite array of looks, from the color of their hide, to the chitinous membranes around their body, to the position of their eye stalks, to the type of eyes that they have, to the magical powers of those eyes, and again, so much more. Now, of course, Xamnal
Sorry,
realize
this is
there were
taking
so
so
many
long,
different, like,
people.
different species and breeds of beholders.
I'm trying to get
Goddamn.
the game started.
That's a lot of eyeballs, and all
Are
of them
you
think
okay?
that they are perfect because they all feel like they're
Are you having
connected
a good
to
night?
that giant mother, and
My
their
night's going
brain
okay.
doesn't even let them compute
Some
the
technical
reality
issues
that their
here and
mother's
there,
just
but
a
I'll
dumb
live.
fucking rock in space. What a tortured existence, man.
Sometimes
Nal
gaming's
made
like that.
all of their children in the image of the Great Mother, and then commanded them all to collect knowledge so that they might be like the Great Mother. But the mythos states that some of these children did the unthinkable.
Uh-oh.
Some of these children gave birth to other beholders, beholders that were not in the image of the Great Mother.
Oh shit.
These heretical children are known as traitors.
What the
The appearances of these monsters, these aberrations, then commence a
Ugh.
great genocidal war fought by the true beholders against
No!
these fakes.
Because since they are different than the mother, they kill them.
And
Oh
of
my
course,
God.
every single beholder believes themselves to be the true beholder, made in the image of the Great Mother, and any beholder that looks even just a tiny bit different than them, whether it is a wrong-colored blemish, one
So they are literally giant, racist, overpowered, nuclear, neurotic, schizophrenic titans. That's terrifying.
on too many scales, the wrong amount of eyelashes, the forbidden eye color, any of the wrong attributes spotted in a beholder that differs from themselves is enough for a beholder to brand them one of the traitors, one of the beholders not
Bro.
in the image of the Great Mother. And when that happens, all beholders involved battle to the death. So now you see perhaps why there is such division between the rational mind and the intuitive mind of a beholder.
Yeah.
Without the intuitive mind literally gaslighting the creature into unseeing facts that would contradict its perception of the world, it might see itself as not perfect, as not in the image of the Great Mother, which might be enough even to just kill the creature out of sheer bewilderment.
That is crazy. This is insanely cool lore. They made a terrifying creature because it has part of its mind that gaslights itself constantly. Think about this. It is constantly gaslighting itself into not recognizing reality because reality would be too terrifying for it. Beholders are all leftists. Oh my god! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go there.
Now here's an example of how the intuitive mind would gaslight the logical mind of a beholder. Quote, a beholder that spawns flawed offspring experiences a serious psychological trauma. After all, such flawed children represent the greatest offense to the one pure beholder breed. The beholder's intuitive mind
They're
then
like actual schizophrenic
I wonder what's
Nazis.
going on.
This is crazy, man. This is such good lore. I'm shocked. I just thought they were floating eyeball guys.
steps in to protect the devastated creature. It takes control of the beholder without hesitation and attempts to slay or drive off the flawed offspring without letting any memory of the event filter into the rational mind.
So the beholder will have children, see they're imperfect, get and murder them, and then forget that it murdered its own children to protect its perfect mind. Oh my lord! Holy shit! These guys are horrible.
After the beholder kills his offspring, calms down, the rational mind once again takes over. If for whatever reason the rational mind eventually realizes that it did not experience a proper birth, the intuitive mind will step in and suggest possible causes for such an event. With the help of the intuitive mind, the coldly logical powers of the rational mind begin to ruthlessly deduce the obviously external causes of the event. It may eventually decide that the beholder has been poisoned or tampered with in some way.
Bro.
This usually spins the beholder into a paranoid frenzy. Alternatively, it could proceed from the given that such a flawed birth
There we
is
go,
just an
guys.
impossibility. Therefore, the whole memory was simply a magical induced hallucination.
Perfect.
Again, this
That's
thought
crazy.
fuels its deep-seated belief that something wishes to harm the beholder.
Now we're going to take a peek
Now,
at this.
how does all of
Okay,
this wrap
now it's
around to
working.
summarize the core of the beholder psychology?
That was only a
Well,
pain in my
it can be
ass.
summarized into 4 simple core tenets. 4 concepts that explain the foundational thought process of how every beholder is going to function. Number 1 is I represent
Wow.
the ideal.
know
This
what's
one
going
is
on with my
straightforward.
camera
Every
here.
particular breed of beholder
I'm
will
gonna
see
have
Y'all
to
think
itself
they're
as the
perfect?
paragon
turn
of
that
what
bitch off
being a
real quick
beholder
and back
Right,
on
they're
or
just like
something.
the other.
other breeds, even those with even the tiniest of differences, are flawed. And number 2 is nothing that is not ideal has a right to exist.
Anyways,
Exists only for my purposes.
Bro.
In other words, only that which is perfect
I
has a
will
right to
fix
exist.
this.
Quote, this belief justifies the beholder's enslavement or destruction
We're
of
just
any
gonna
creature not
deactivate.
like itself. Beholders make no distinction
Now
between
reactivate.
flawed sentient and flawed non-sentient
Okay, see.
creatures. Neither kind of creature
Just
has
a little
any worth
hiccup,
at
just
all
a little
when
hiccup.
compared-
Alright, so that's the,
Oh, I hit customer support.
that's
That
the
was an oopsie. I don't want to change any settings. Okay, so first off, what is even going on?
moral compass. Its
we
moral
have
compass is
something?
that if it's perfect, it has the right to exist. If it's
Been
not
so long
perfect, we
since
have to
we've been on
remove it
this.
to make the world perfect. And that's the moral axis it
See, we
operates
can open a
upon.
random thing that we can't even see.
Really a fascinating creature. I'm actually shocked. Really a fascinating creature.
to the ideal beholder. Occasionally, a beholder will encounter an enemy that it just cannot destroy, such as a village protected by powerful adventurers. In such cases, the beholder will assume that another member of the ideal breed is somehow working with its enemy.
No way!
This quagmire of logic represents the only way
Probably
that
in
a
some kind of
beholder can
program.
rationalize the continued existence and
God.
power
More or less.
of obviously inferior creatures. Many beholders use this type of faulty thinking to justify their innate paranoia. And
Beholders
That's
seeing a
good.
village that they can't destroy, all of a sudden in their mind, it was the Jews! I'm sorry. The beholders all of a sudden in their mind, there must be another beholder at work here
Oh,
because I
Jesus.
lost. And I would only lose to another beholder. I would never lose anything that's not a beholder. So it must
Whoa. That was a random thing. Looks like I forgot to put that away. Stop watching the random videos that pop up on my thing. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay. So you feed each one of those. Something for Galactica. Okay, so Angela, that's an interesting character. I don't remember her. I'm guessing she's probably crazy. Then we got Daredevil. Okay, what's this one? Christmas. Not Daredevil. Surprised I don't have like a Netflix one. Or Born Again. Okay, what do we got here? For Blade. Yeah. Pretty cool. Ooh, classic Blade. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, pretty nice, pretty nice. Okay, wait, let's make sure we're not looking over anyone. I don't see anyone else. Oh, Gambit. Oh, almost overlooked him. He wasn't there when I last played. Okay. Huh. Mr. Fantastic. Not very interested in seeing his costume, so. Ultron. Interesting. Let's see if I can still play this game.
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
Sure, guys. Wasn't that nice and fun? Oh, let's see what we got here. So let's try him. Let's be him. Let's be him. We haven't been him.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Whee! Oh, sorry. I'm not just having fun by myself.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, anyone who showed
All you
up.
need to do is capture the missionary. Got it?
Follow or subscribe or whatever platform you're on. Do the thingy if you don't mind. And if you do, then okay. Anyways. Oh wow.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. The mission area is yours. Oh, you shut it. The battle isn't over yet.
Hey. I don't think this is the hero for me. Pretty cool. Nonetheless.
Keep capturing more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
There's someone I'm good with. Wow, it's been such a long time.
Control lost. The Guardians of the Galaxy value all life. People often mistake empathy for weakness. Let me help. My life energy flows stronger. Take everything! I need assistance. Your powers are mine!
Okay, we're not doing good here, are we, guys?
Circle of life. Capture the mission area.
I've got enough mission areas already.
Sure you do.
I don't know why I did that. That was stupid.
I live to fight another day.
Pum, 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 pum.
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point. We are undefeatable! Chin up. Take everything! They've almost got it! You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Control seized. This is natural anger. Chin up. I will take risks.
Gambit never falls! Judge, jury, executioner! Tremble before fast! This is real firepower!
Double KO. Control lost. You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Oh, damn it. I didn't get him before I should have done that. I was just kind of being lazy. I'm tired. This game's overwhelming. It's been so long since I've been back in it. Hmm. I hate doing Jeff the Land Shark stuff. It just isn't fun to me. Oh well. We're gonna keep playing this for a little bit, and then we'll see if we want to move on to something else in a little bit. But I mean, I can't just stop right in the beginning. I've only tried one character out.
Pick your hero. Or villain. I'm not judging.
Make way for the king of teams.
Never said that.
Have to play X-Men and team if you want to win this one.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Okay. Nice stack roll game.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Ugh. It's really laggy now.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
I've always wanted my own mission.
Then you better capture the mission area.
I've got enough mission areas already.
Sure you do.
You thought you got rid of me? Howdy chance. Got me good. Ooh, wait. That hit the spot. Leave that to Khonshu. They're behind us.
Yeah. I'm not liking him at all. He doesn't do like any real damage. Oh well, let's open with that.
Chips are down. You want your heroes a little roguish and scruffy, like me. We guard the galaxy, sure, but sometimes we take stuff other people are guarding. You're ready for action. Go now! That fucking hurt!
Control lost. Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna. I was gonna try to see where everyone was, but it didn't work out like that for me. Okay, so
Leave them to Khonshu.
They've almost got it.
Those tanks give me the willies.
Yappy.
You ain't got rid of me yet. You can count on me. I got a plan.
Okay, so
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Whoa, deja vu. I teamed up with a guy just like you not so long ago. Sweet name, Commander Gadgets.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Which means it's probably not right.
You're about to find out. Anyone willing to help?
You're welcome.
Feeling fantastic.
Now, that fucking hurt. Relay deployed. It ain't cheap.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Team play. That's me. This is real firepower. You're welcome.
Shields up! You should have seen that coming. The mission area is yours. Oh, shut it! The battle isn't over yet.
By the eye of Agamotto. You can't handle it, you.
Anyone willing to control lost?
that was weird. But let's be honest, that was good.